state income taxes. So, you know, you have to be really sure that you don't need that money. They're managed by investment managers. Nothing wrong with that, but you don't have as much control over it is all. There are fees attached to them, okay? So that it's not like constantly putting it in a CD where there isn't a fee, but there is a fee on this. The goal would be that they've managed it so it would grow faster than a CD, that you'd earn more on it. Those are the risks you have to think about, okay? Your return is not guaranteed, okay? Like mutual stock funds, these make money sometimes and don't on other times, okay? Every day we balance risks, right? You think, I'm going to drive the car to work and I'm going to take the risk that there's a parking space, okay? And if there isn't, you have to pay for the lot or the ticket or the meter, okay? So all of this is that same sort of thing. All right, financial aid officers recommend that you put 529s in parents' names. And part of that is because if a child decides they're not going to go to college, you're able to change the beneficiary of the fund, so the other child can have it, or someone else's. And also, if the child's name is on the account, they can use it for whatever they want. So if they want a Harley, you're out of luck. Okay, and with a prepaid tuition plan, that's the one where you get the current tuition price later on, okay? You either have to cancel your contract to get your refund or take whatever predetermined amount the plan will give you. And some of them actually make you forfeit all of your earnings. So, you know, with everything, read the fine print. Now, I happen to have the opinion that these work best if you start early, you know, before you need them. That holds true for any savings plan, but, you know, time compound interest really works with these. Before we move into short-term strategies, you know, the sort of things that we'll do 2 years before the kids graduate and go to college, let's go back to the beginning. I told you there was more to college than, you know, to saving for college than loans and scholarships. Things you control, things you cannot control. The word here is master what you can control. You may not be able to control your financial status, okay, or the tuition costs, but you can control your behavior and help your child control his or her behavior, and this is important for you guys. If you are a student, the very first thing that you need to do is to get good grades, okay? Having a B average is what you need to qualify for grants and some scholarships, and the higher your average, the better. In many cases, you know, you're competing with people who have A++ averages, so you really have to work hard in school. Getting good grades will save your parents money and will save you money. Parents, to help your children get good grades, expect them to do well in school. Get involved with their education. Even if you don't have an education, even if you don't feel comfortable in a school building, be involved in their education. Reinforce their curiosity, encourage their efforts, reward their successes, support them when they fail, and respect them for trying. You have no idea how all of that builds into propelling them into being good students, getting the grades they need to get the scholarships or grants or loans or positions, even admission into a good college that makes a huge difference in their life. So you have to expect excellence, reinforce curiosity, encourage effort, reward success, and support them when they fail, and finally respect them for trying, because not every child is going to be a success at everything they do. Make your children your partners, not only in family matters, but in their own futures. Look at this. Your kids are here learning about college and costs of college. They know now when you sit down and say, let's talk about goals, and no, you know, I can't buy you that extra toy today because we're paying our family first. They're going to understand that. Talk to them about how happy you're going to be if they do well in school, and then show them that you're going to help them succeed, whether it's reading to them or listening to them, spelling or correcting their math homework. Be interested. They notice, and it matters. Now, down to the finish line. Student financial aid helps with tuition and fees, room and board, books and supplies. There are 2 types. Merit-based awards, those good grades, okay? Rewards for outstanding academic achievements or athletic, okay? And then there are rewards based on need. It's need-based financial aid. The goal is to make sure that anyone can attend college. Students and families are expected to contribute to the cost of an education as much as they're able. And that's why when you first go in and talk to your financial aid counselor, loans are the first thing they bring up. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of websites here if you want to learn more about both kinds of aids at your own pace. www.ed.gov. .ed.gov. That's the federal government site, and it's not bad, okay? And it's also in Spanish. Or www.fafsa. And that's the third one. Oh, and then there's a Princeton Review, How to Pay for College Without Going Broke. It's a book. You can get information online. How to pay for, how do I spell that? How to Pay for College Without Going Broke. I mean, that's an easy title to remember, right? All right. Now, my husband says my handwriting is unreadable. I'll translate later if you need it. Okay? Okay, now the amount that your family contributes is determined by those formulas I talked about earlier. Remember, they analyze your family's size, income, assets. It's called the expected family contribution, or the EFC, okay? Most families can't pay that out of current income alone. Don't worry, that's not unusual. It's not unusual. The formula assumes your family will make its expected financial contribution through savings, current income, and borrowing. And then the formulas measure your family's ability to do all that compared to other families. If your EFC is $5,000 and the college you pick costs $8,000, you're going to be eligible for $3,000 in financial aid. If the college costs $25,000 and your expected financial contribution is still $5,000, you will be eligible for $20,000 in financial aid. So you contribute the same amount to both schools. There are three types of financial aid: grants and scholarships. They're gifts. You don't pay them back. Most scholarships are based on merit. There are loans, which do have to be repaid. You can get federal student loans or loans from private lenders. And then there's work study. That's a federal program that gives students part-time jobs to help them financially and give them work experience. Focus on loans first. Subsidized loans, which are awarded on the base of need, and they're called Stafford loans for students. The government pays the interest on what the student borrows until the student is out of school and for the first 6 months thereafter. After that, you start paying. Now, current levels, I think you can get no more than $3,500 in your first year for the Stafford loans. $4,500 the second, no more than $5,500 for the rest. Unsubsidized loans, those are the ones that require you to pay the interest and the principal from the very beginning. You can also get both types of loans at the same time. You know how it is when you go to get a home loan, you get a primary mortgage and a secondary mortgage. Think of it that way. Now, you can borrow direct loans from the Department of Education or the Federal Family Education loans from banks and other lenders. Those are direct loans from the federal government. They're both cheaper.